Welcome, Amruta Nair and Dr. Harsha Atmakuri. We have the honor of introducing you to these two guests and a short documentary. Amruta Nair is a proud neurodivergent, deeply connected to animals and nature, with a fascination for understanding human and animal behavior. She works with Empathy Films, a film and media production nonprofit company. We also have Dr. Harsha Ameduri, a documentary filmmaker, producer, screenplay writer, and researcher, producer of Makadu, Mother's Milk, and founder of Empathy Films. Welcome to you both. We're so pleased you're here.
Thank you for having us. It's such an honor to be part of VCOP.
Thank you. Somebody take me off the screen, please. Go ahead.
Yeah. So
You may begin. Go ahead.
Harsha, did you have the film? Do you want to screen the?
I don't have it on my computer, but can I share it from the YouTube directly?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You can do that.
Okay. Let me. Can you see?
Yes. Let's check the sound. I don't hear any sound.
You share computer sound from Zoom?
I'm just checking how to share the sound. So 1 second.
I think you will have to stop sharing, and then when you start sharing again, on the right side, you'll see a checkbox.
Okay.
To share sound.
Okay, got it. I can see it now. Can you hear now?
Yes.
Let's hear a story from a small sanctuary.
This is my home. A sanctuary for rescue animals. I am Kishore. I am 3 years old. I was born in this sanctuary. Meet my father Rahul. I look a lot like him, don't I? Here's my mom Reshma with my aunt Navami and cousins Harish and Astha. We are a big family and we are very fond of each other. My mother was pregnant with me when she came to the sanctuary. Her owner didn't want to take our mother's milk from us anymore, so he sent us all here. I was the first in my family to be born free. I've lived my whole life here with all the other rescue animals. That's me chomping away with Amjor, another rescue. There is also the other bulls and calves and cows. There's the buffaloes. Two very naughty dogs. The ducks and geese. One blind goose named Sundar who gets along just fine with a super sense of hearing. The chickens who are cooing all the time. Kind and loving humans. And our newest member, Meenakshi. She has faced a lot of sadness and hurt in her life because they used her for riding. She doesn't trust anyone yet. With love and kindness, very slowly, she will heal and hopefully learn to trust humans again. We were the first family of goats to come to the sanctuary. Before us, there was only Gary. Gary is almost 10 years old. When we first came, Gary and my father used to fight a lot. But now, they have become good friends. Gary also has a special bond with the human. They've been living together for 6 years now. There's a lot of love and trust between them now. Gary and me are friends too. That's me rock climbing with Gary. A lot of other families were rescued too from being killed. Now they all live with us peacefully at home. To some of you, we may all look the same. But when you look closely, when you get to know who we are, when you are patient and try to understand us, you will see that we are each as different and unique as can be. There's Manikuttan with Cuckoo, the support dog to all of us. Manikuttan is old and gentle. He walks different because of his front legs. He was born like that. But that doesn't stop him from going up the hill. Thankfully, his owners didn't send him off to be mutton. Instead, he came home to the sanctuary where he can be himself. The hill is our favorite place to go exploring our plant buffet. We really need to be persuaded to go back in. Some of us even need a little bit of a nudge. But Saudu, she comes back home from her adventure all by herself. The bulls are just as happy and excited when they go out to explore. Look at them go. That's Vamshi there with the grass garland around his face. I think he might be the naughtiest of us all. And yes, he loves to play with his food. He was just a few months old when he came home to us. Since he is a boy, they would have turned him into roast beef or used him to make leather shoes. But his owner loved him and wanted him to be happy. So he sent him here to the sanctuary to be free. Now he is a big boy. He is 3 years old, just a few months older than me. He is among the lucky few of us in the sanctuary who got to grow up in freedom and live without fear or pain. And you can really see it in every jump. He is one happy bull. I wish more of us could have the chance to live like me and Vamshi. There is Vamshi and his best friend Vignesh. They are always together and they groom each other a lot. They groom the human too. That's how they show love and affection. The buffaloes are very affectionate too. This is Chembran. He loves to play with the human. It's so much fun to see them hopping and dancing away with each other. There's just so much excitement. They were so sick and were going to be sold to be killed for meat and leather. But our human went and rescued them after a legal fight. Look at them now. That's Arvind, the strongest of them all, scratching his head away. With love and care and good food, they are now so happy and healthy. They they can finally be water buffaloes to their heart's content. And the enthusiasm to go back in after grazing time. It looks like they can cause a tiny earthquake. That's how much they have grown. After all the excitement of the day, everyone is finally tired and so very sleepy. And it is rest time.
There are also some difficult times in the sanctuary. Meenakshi will take a long time to heal. Her wounds are deep, both physical and emotional. It is because of the cruelty us humans showed her. And so, it is our responsibility to take care of her. Children are born with compassion and curiosity for animals. They can feel her pain and want to comfort her. But it is adults who teach children not to be emotional, to be afraid, and to stop caring for animals. Dairy farm animals are forced to be born in such large numbers into a life of exploitation, when in reality, our human bodies have no need for another animal's milk or flesh to survive. Our food system is sadly unjust, and these animals are our victims. They need us to protect them.
Not eating now.
Monsoon is here. Having a roof is a real blessing, especially for the goats. They are sensitive to getting wet and can fall ill very easily. They prefer waiting out the rain, huddled together for warmth. Some of the other animals feel very differently about the rain. There's a reason why they are called water buffaloes. They absolutely love playing in the rain. Arvind seems to enjoy the water massages the most. So does Chambal. You can clearly see their inner child is so free and alive. When the rain stops, all life in the sanctuary begins again. It's a new day, a new adventure. There is so much play. The joy that comes from never having to feel afraid anymore. Where they can express their goofy personalities. Where all the different animals and humans speak the same language of love. Where we get to heal our hurts with support from each other and learn to trust. Where every life, big and small, is so precious. Where deep, lifelong friendships are formed. Where promises are made to nurture, to protect, to stand up for the innocent. Life at the sanctuary is free. Everyone is an equal here. And family has a new meaning. No matter how different we look on the outside, inside, we all want the same things. To feel safe and cared for. To feel loved and wanted. To live with dignity and respect. As every sentient being on earth rightly deserves.
Wow. Whoops. We didn't want to lose you. We'll have you back on here in a minute. Wow. That was so beautiful. We loved it.
Thank you, thank you.
And you were narrating part of it.
Yep.
And
With me and my niece.
you and your niece, I wondered about that. It was so beautiful. And was that you that was laying there with the cow, Dr. Harsh?
No,
No, that was somebody else. Okay. Yeah, I saw
that's
somebody.
Jayshilan and Asta who run the sanctuary.
Oh, yes, they had to have known the cows and gotten to know them very well. Well, that was beautiful. Do you want to tell us how it began? We can start taking questions and answers, or do you want to tell us how that started?
Yeah, you can share, Amrita.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And the spotlight. Um, so I used to work at the sanctuary back in 2021, and that is when I got to know all the animals there. And I was so keen. I really wanted to tell their story. So I was there when Kishore was born and the buffaloes came and Vamshi came. So I have such a special attachment to all of them. And so when I got the opportunity to make this documentary, like Empathy Films gave me the opportunity to make a film. This is the first one that I wanted to, the first story that I wanted to share about the animals in the sanctuary. So yeah, I'm just glad I could do it.
Well, it was marvelous. You really had a way of letting us know those animals had personalities and were individuals. It was beautifully done. Yeah, thank you.
And it didn't take a lot of effort. That's just how it is, you know?
So it was. Wow. Well, I'm wondering now how long, you may have said how long the sanctuary has been open. How
Oh,
long, when did that
s-
start?
um, I think he started it like quite a few years ago when he started. So Jayshilan, the founder, he became vegan when he was like 15 years, and when he had no clue what veganism is about, he just recognized that this is something that is unethical, and he just stopped. And he within a few years, he started rescuing chickens and just taking care of them in his backyard. Um, the point that the sanctuary became a sanctuary must be like it's been 6 7 years, and these animals, but in the start there were just a few animals. There were more chickens, and there were a few bigger animals, like there were 4 or 5 bulls, and there was one Gary, like Gary the goat, who was there. And then in 2021 is when the goats came, and that's where the story is starting. So I was there at that point. Is when we had Kishore and his family come, and that's a very interesting story as well. They were part of a dairy farm, a big dairy farm in a place called Shivakashi in Tamil Nadu. And so the owner had passed away, and the farm passed on to his son, I think son or grandson, who was a vegan, who him and his family were vegan, and they didn't want to continue the dairy farm anymore. So they decided to turn their space into stop all the milking and just turn the animals free. But while they were transitioning, so Jai Sheelan, the founder of Ahimsa Farm Animal Sanctuary, is the person who helped them transition from a dairy farm to letting the animals be free. And while the transitioning was going on, because the people who were working there, the staff, was still part of the dairy industry. So it was difficult for them to transition from, milking one day and then the next day setting the animals free. Of course, it doesn't make sense so easily. And there were cases of the goats, especially disappearing. So, maybe there was theft of the animals, and so it was kind of an emergency place because they were setting up CCTV and all that. But immediately the animals needed to come to a safe space, and that's how they came to the sanctuary. And that was how the first goat family came to the sanctuary in Nilamel, Kerala. And that's how the journey started of more animals coming. Then there were more goat families that came, and there's more bulls, and there's and the buffaloes. The story of the buffaloes is also very interesting. There was a lot of like we had to go to the high court and rescue them because they were going to be sent for like auctioned off. The panchayat was going to auction them off, and us as a the sanctuary had approached saying that we would like to take them because they were abandoned buffaloes that were found. So the sanctuary had approached saying that we will take them, but the government was unwilling to give, like they preferred to auction them off because they can sell. But then we fought for it, and so that was a landmark decision in animal rights, because now in a scenario where, if the government has animals, and if animal organization approaches, then they will have to give up the animals to the organization. So that was a landmark decision, which is, yeah.
That is a landmark decision. Is how widespread is that? Was that for a certain location or?
This was in Trivandrum, Kerala.
Wow, beautiful, wonderful. Well, we have some questions that are coming in, so I will bring them up if that's all right with you.
Yes.
Okay. Did you want to say anything else, Dr. Atmakuri, before we bring in the questions? All right, all right. So, Gabrielle?
Mute. There. Okay. Hi. Thank you so much for that film. That is so beautiful. When I think of a future world, that's what I think of for the animals. I mean, wouldn't it be lovely if they could all live like that? So I was just wondering if this is just the beginning. Are there other sanctuaries like yours in India? Is this something that's catching on? I would love to hear you say yes.
Yeah, there are other sanctuaries in India. Like they aren't run by this sanctuary. There's different sanctuaries, and there's one in Tamil Nadu run by Sai Vignesh. There's a sanctuary that Animal Aid Unlimited runs in Udaipur. So there are different places that are running. Not many. There's a lot of need for people to come together to run such places. Like that is something that was very important for me to put out the message how important a sanctuary is in the animal rights movement, because you know there's so much emphasis on rescuing animals, but then we also need to give equal, if not more, importance for the life that the animals will live in the coming, rest of the years, like 10 years, 20 years. We need more committed people to come together, because there's so many animal lovers within the movement, and who are, innately caregivers, animal caregivers. I know, because I am, who want to do this work but don't know how to, don't know where to reach out to, and places like this exist, and there's such a need for more people to come together, because uh, uh, this sanctuary specifically, there's just two people there running it. It's Jayashilan and Asta. They're just two people who are running it, and they have to do everything. Now there's more people from the locality who are coming for helping with the cleaning and the feeding, but initially it was just us, and it's very overwhelming work, because you have to always emotionally and physically be present for the animals. So yeah, there's such a need for people to come together and be there present, like other than supporting them, supporting a sanctuary to run, but also physically be present, volunteer regularly. All of that is so important. Yeah, there are places, yes.
So all those people that say they really love what you're doing, get them to put their words into action. Thank you so
Thank you,
much for what you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabriela.
That's
you,
all. Thank
Gabrielle.
you.
All right. Now we have Danny with some questions from the audience, and then we'll go to you, Dolly. Welcome. All right, Danny.
Okay. Let's see. We have a question from one of the attendees who's asking, how long did the documentary take to do from pre-production to production to post-production? And when did it debut, please? And also a request if we could have contact information for you or for the sanctuary, I'd be happy to put in chat. Thank you.
Pre-production, Harsha, remind me, please. When did we start? You're mute.
So it was around the month of March last year that, we, Amruta has made a short film from our workshop. So the thing is, in Empathy Films, as part of our activities, one of the activities that we do is we provide free filmmaking workshop to vegans and animal rights activists who want to make vegan projects in films. So Amruta is one of the participants who joined the workshop, and the workshop includes, helping them make a short film, like a 5 to 6 minute film. And Amruta has made a very nice film from that workshop. So we felt like if she could make this film and with little assistance, she could make another film. So that's how it started. I think around the month of March that we have given her this project, and she traveled and she filmed. She stayed at the sanctuary for 2 months, and then she wrote the screenplay. She edited it, and she mixed the sound, everything end to end. It's almost all the work is done by her, and including the dubbing to other languages. Finally, we managed to release the film just few days before Christmas last year. So roughly about 10 months to make this film.
Thank
That's
you very much.
fantastic. That's
Thank you,
great.
everybody.
Thank you, Danny. All right, now we'll have Dolly. She's going to be.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Hi, BJ. Hi, Dr. Hirsch. Hi, Amruta.
Hello. Hi.
Wow, wow. I don't know where to start. I have no words. Beautifully, beautifully. The photography, the way it's been narrated. And this is my dream, to see animals free like this and love and see it through their eyes. And my God, it's so deep. It's so deep. And this is my hugest dream, that the whole world will be sanctuaries. And you've done it so well. And I've met Dr. Harsha in India. I wish I can meet you now, Ruta.
Yes.
And how do we donate? How do we donate?
I'll send you the, I'll just, in the text, I'll write the details. I've written the name of the sanctuary. I'll give the phone number as well. Yeah.
And the man that's in the sanctuary, I follow him.
Yeah, Jeshilan, yes.
Jeshilan, yeah, he is amazing.
I've not
And this
met
is
anybody.
in South India, right?
Yes, yes. It's in Nilamel, Kerala. It's near Trivandrum.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. The work you're doing, I have no words. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And how do we get other people to watch this?
So the film is there on YouTube, so just share the link. Yes.
Oh,
That's
wow.
wonderful. We can, okay, now that's wonderful. So what would they look at? The life in a sanctuary?
Yes.
The life in a sanctuary, or just life?
Life
in a
just
Life
sanctuary.
in a sanctuary.
Yes,
Wait,
all
I
right.
just,
And then thank you, Dolly. And the name
Whoa.
of the organization, pardon?
It's called the Ahimsa Foundation, is it?
Ahimsa Farm Animal Sanctuary, yes.
Oh gosh, what a name. What a name. That is a beautiful name. God bless you guys. I'm going
Thank
to tell
you.
people to watch this, and it was beautifully done. It touched me so emotionally.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so
Thank
happy
you.
that.
Namaste, JJ. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dolly. Ahimsa Farm Animal Sanctuary at NILAMLE Kerala.
Kerala. That's the name of.
Kerala, for those people on Zoom. I mean, not on Zoom, but on Facebook. Thank you so much. Okay, so we have 3 more questions. Let's see, how much time do we have? I think we have time for all 3. So let's bring on Nancy. Welcome, Nancy. Oh, you're muted.
Very powerful film, very moving.
Thank you, Nancy.
They said friends for life. It just moved me so much. Wondering, a lot of the sanctuaries that I know here are basically, they've used the animals as ambassadors to represent all the animals that are suffering. And so the main purpose of the sanctuary, of course, is to save the animals, but also to urge people to go vegan and to end animal agri-torture. So I was wondering if that sanctuary had any program to invite people in to, interact with the animals, and also if they will use the film to promote veganism and to feel that similar compassion.
Yep. So they do a lot of education work for about veganism. So Jaishalan is a very vocal activist in South India. So constantly, there's a lot of videos that keep coming out. They keep posting educational content regarding veganism, about the animals there, the rescue there, and why it is important to go vegan. So that is the main focus of the place. Now, about whether people are invited to come in, we have children come in occasionally, but it isn't something that happens regularly. Again, the thing is, because there aren't enough people, like right now there's just 2 people. We need more people to come together so that we can organize more of these events to happen. So yeah, it is a priority. Like, educating about veganism is a priority for the sanctuary, and that is something that is wholeheartedly focused on. There isn't a lot of opportunity yet to have more people. There's a volunteering program. People are free to come and stay. There's a accommodation right at the sanctuary, so you get to stay at the sanctuary and then volunteer the whole day, be with the animals. So that is available, but it isn't as organized like how Animal Aid Unlimited is. They have an incredible volunteer program, and they're really organized, like that, because there's so many people involved in running the sanctuary. But here, because there's a lack of people, there's so much that needs to be done. There's a need to do it, but there isn't the opportunity to do it yet because of lack of people. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And now we have Renee King-Sonnen of the Rowdy Girl Sanctuary here in Texas. And so, yes, hello, Renee.
Hello, it's an honor to meet you.
Hi, oh my goodness. I just thank you so much. I really can feel and see the animals through your heart and your eyes. I love getting on the ground on their level, seeing them eye to eye, and I know that's what you did, and I could feel every breath you were taking with them, and beautiful. We started 10 years ago, and it was just my husband and I. And we've grown because, the great spirits have been with us. And my question for you is well, number one, are y'all a nonprofit now?
Yeah, they are a nonprofit. I don't work directly with them anymore, but yes, it's a nonprofit. It's a trust.
Yeah. And so then the next question is there a board of directors and a plan to grow, like, because I hear the need for people, for bodies, and I understand, because we started with just like I said, my husband and I, and then volunteers would start coming, and then we ended up getting some of those volunteers became employees, and now we do have staff. We have paid staff, we have volunteers and other things, but took time to build all that. And my question is do you have a plan for that?
So there is a group of trustees, and there is a need to grow. Yes, there's a want to grow. Again, there's this lack of people, and yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
if there's
because
more people to get involved, then you know, focusing on growing can happen. But right now, um, so much of energy goes into direct animal care, and then the educational content that's created. Um, so like building a bigger plan for the organization gets sidelined.
yes, and I know the delicate balance, and it's so important. And I hope, and I'm going to be having you in my prayers and my meditations, how important it is, because you've got to do that. The sanctuary can't rely on just two people forever, so you've got to do that. So I encourage y'all with everything in me to find that balance and to get the help. And the other question I have is, uh, how, I heard Dolly ask how we could donate. How can we continue to get the word out? Do you have social media, or is there a way to share your platforms other than YouTube?
I've shared the Instagram handle for the sanctuary. It's Ahimsa Farm Animal Sanctuary.
Okay.
Um,
And that's
and
and that's Instagram. Okay, good.
Instagram and Facebook as well, and there's a YouTube channel also. And I'll just share Jay Shilin's contact as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything you do. You're such an inspiration.
Reach out anytime. I'm always available. Reach out anytime.
Thank you. Thank you, Renee. All
Thank
right,
you.
we have Tammy Hay in Canada.
Hi, Tammy.
Come on with your question, Tammy. Oops.
Thank you. Thank you both. And thank you, Rebecca. You're doing such an amazing job moderating this weekend. Thank you. Thank you both. I did put in the link. I did send to Rebecca, if we have a chance, the 5-minute the 5-minute short documentary you made with Empathy film on a day in the life of a calf. Was so moving. After our interview, I watched it. And so if we do have 5 minutes at the end, it would sure be beautiful if we could watch that one last film. And thank you again. There were so many tears, and that's what it's about, connecting with the empathy of the beings of other species. So thank you so much. And I want to thank Dr. Harsha for setting up a foundation for filmmakers that you are directing and covering the cost. Well, not directing, but helping fund the cost of low budget films and allowing people to have this dream of bringing a film forward. So thank you so much for that as well, for that piece. It's so deeply appreciated. So what is your next film, Amruta? Like when you do these films from the perspective of the animals where we can feel it, what are you working on now?
Harsha.
So we are working on a few projects, but because of the nature of sensitivity, we are not revealing in public because the industries are very powerful, and we don't want them to know what we are working on. Having said that, we are working on something major, but I can definitely share it with you in private, if you don't mind.
Thank you very much. And just so people know that you're here helping people do vegan empathy films on a low budget and helping provide the space and the knowledge and the understanding for that. So thank you. Big shout out for that being able to be a dream, because I know a lot of people would love to do a film and wouldn't know where to get started. So can people reach out to you then?
Are you asking me or Amruta?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, if anyone can reach out to us and they can email to us, contact empathyfilms@gmail.com. We do, our goal is to make at least 2 workshops every year, at least 2, but we are able to do more than 2. Then, it is to help, like you don't have to be a director or a cameraman or anything. you can be a writer. So if you join the workshop, you will understand how you can place yourself in a film community, especially in the vegan documentary space. And one of the goals that we emphasize to make films at a low budget is because even at a production house doesn't want to take your film, you can risk it to release it for free on YouTube, because there are some vegan documentary films that were made with, $500,000 or, $1 million, or even $100,000, But when film studios like, let's say, Netflix or Disney or any kind of major platforms reject these films, which they are doing these since last 3-4 years, it will help them to release the film for free on YouTube, because the financial loss is very less compared to big production films.
Thank
Wow,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
And Tammy, would you say the name of that film again, please, that you were recommending?
Okay, I put it in the chat for you, BJ. But you need to put in our Armuta's name as well, because there's a couple short films that are very similar. So the name of it is, when you Google it on YouTube, is A Day in My Life, A Calf Story. And if you put in Armuta's name, it'll come up on YouTube. So it's just such a beautiful 5-minute short film. And we have a short film festival every year where I live. And so I would love to start seeing that being brought to the short film festivals around the world, because there's many of them.
Right,
Thank you.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's wonderful. Now, I'm wondering, I have a question about, do they have a limit on the number of animals that they can have, and do they ever have to turn away animals, and how that must be difficult, but I wonder how they do that.
Yeah, so that is one of the biggest challenges, especially for Jai Shilan, because he really struggles to say no. Because then you know immediately that when you say no, the animal is going to go for slaughter. So yeah, that is, I think all sanctuaries face that difficulty. And right now, the sanctuary is at a limit where I don't think any more animals is a possibility, not large animals anymore. So yeah, that really tough point comes, and it's a very difficult decision to make. Yeah, so right now it's at a point where he's also agreed that okay, no more, because we can't anymore. Yeah, that is there. Because
Wow.
there's been like some more land has been added to the sanctuary, so it's we're able to grow their food some more, and there's a little trying to manage the finances through growing grass for them a little bit, like not a lot, but yes, some. It's just what do you say? I can't emphasize the importance of having more people, so that there's help with these decision making and so many things.
Yes, it sounds like it would be wonderful. Okay, so now we have Nancy with a question. Let's see, we may have time for that. Nancy, if you'll turn on your camera. Sorry, I'm going to say we're not going to play the film. Thank you, because I don't know that it's queued up, and I think the timing and everything, but thank you for mentioning that film, Tammy. Nancy, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. I was wondering, after seeing Shankar and that amazing forest, and you, Renee, and just seeing them going into nature and foraging for themselves and enjoying it, I was wondering if there could be, one, if reaching out and getting the help. But number two, if there could be a program to rewild, because there was no grass that the animals seemed to be on, it was dirt. And to make up for like plant trees.
So that is something that he's doing right now. He's very interested in uh, planting, and so that is something that he's doing. Like where the animals are let free, it becomes a challenge because the moment a sapling comes out, it's gone. So you need a lot of protection and all. Outside the sanctuary area is that space is hill, and it's all rubber plantations. So even when we take them out, we have to be very careful because um, rubber actually, if they really love to eat it. I don't know, maybe the sap feels sweet, but it's very dangerous for them because it goes inside and solidifies, and it's so we have to be really careful about that. So rewilding within the space of the sanctuary. There are certain areas that have been dedicatedly kept for growing grass, and he's planting trees within the space where they are let free. It's a challenge, like the goats and all of them. Like there's no possibility of even one leaf coming up unless we have to really have great protection so that no tongue goes in. So there's so much footage of right outside the boundary where the grill is. There, if there's a tree outside, then there's everybody's tongue is going in to get as much leaf as possible. So yeah, within is a challenge.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was so beautiful, and thank you so much for taking the time to show us. And I know I'm going to share that film, and I bet some others are just thinking about where can they show that film. So we're getting a lot of love from the audience. So thank you very much, and we welcome you to stick around, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank
Maybe I can just add one last statement that, if anyone is interested in filmmaking related to animals and veganism, they can reach out to us, like if they need some kind of advice or anything, feel free to reach out to us.